Hi everybody, thanks for being here for another week. I just want to let you know it's been kind of a challenging week for me. After we returned from vacation where I did my workout every day pretty faithfully, I realized that I left my workout DVDs at my parents' house. So I called and she put them in the mail, and it took almost from the time I worked out until the next time, it was like 8 days. And oh my gosh, I have to tell you, it was really, really hard to start back. I felt like I was starting from the beginning. So it can happen to anybody. And all I kept thinking about was, oh my gosh, I've got this fitness page. I can't let everybody down. I have to work out. So I want you all to know that you guys are keeping me in check. I really appreciate it. I think I need you all more than you all need me. So that said, this week's Tuesday tip is something that you've probably heard all your life. I know I have, but I chose to ignore it for a number of years. It's drinking water, drinking enough water. I don't know how many of you feel that you drink enough, but I'm here to tell you that don't ignore it. I did for so long. I swear, as a kid, I drank tea and Kool-Aid. Those are the things that I remember drinking the most. I don't ever remember drinking water. I'm sure I did. As a teenager, it moved on to sodas. As a young 20-something, it was sodas, coffee, lots of sodas. And I seriously think I was dehydrated for the first 25 years of my life. But once I started, and I'll tell you, there was a few things that helped me start. One of them was when my husband and I first got married. I remember we were living in London, and I cooked him dinner when it was the very beginning when we first got married. And I sat down to have dinner, this nice dinner, and I was drinking a Coke and he was drinking water. And in the beginning, you're still, I still try to impress my husband, but you're really still trying to impress him in the beginning. And I was just like embarrassed. Oh my gosh, I'm drinking a soda and he's drinking water. So I started drinking water, and to my delight, I found that drinking water with a meal actually makes everything taste better. Because when you drink soda or anything else with your food, you can't really taste it. Also, through the years, because we still drink water with our meals every night, when we go out to dinner, getting water is free, so that is a huge money saver, especially for a family of 6. So, okay, backtracking. Back during that time when I first started drinking a little bit more water, I also worked with a gentleman, a really awesome gentleman named Doug Gabos. If you're watching, Doug, hi. I worked in the office with him, and every time someone would walk in and talk about, oh, I've got this problem, or my head hurts, or my stomach hurts, or, I've got this going on and this going on, his answer was always, you're not drinking enough water. You need to drink more water. You need to drink more water. And I remember kind of thinking he was a little crazy. But through the years, I've learned that I think maybe he knew what he was talking about, but I still kind of chose to ignore it. I drank a little more, but still not as much as I needed to. I didn't really realize how important and how much better you can feel by drinking water until my 4th pregnancy, which was just last year. We actually moved during my pregnancy. I was 6 months pregnant, and I remember not feeling quite as great because I always had really good pregnancies. And I remember telling my midwife, maybe my body's tired of having babies. Maybe I'm just getting too old for this. I was 38 at the time. Oh my gosh, this pregnancy has been so hard. It's been the hardest one so far. And she asked me, so is anything going on in your life? And I explained to her that we're moving to a new house. And when you move, you don't take as good a care of yourself. You're taking care of other things. You're not eating very healthy. You can't find your pots and pans. There's just a lot of things, that come into play when you move. And I told her, I said, well, and I know I'm really not drinking enough water. And she just like stopped and she said, I'm going to tell you something right now. She said, not drinking enough water is one of the leading causes, in her opinion, of preterm labor. Well, she didn't have to even open her mouth anymore, because from that second on, the water started flowing. There was no way I was going to even chance that. So in Okinawa, actually, the recommended amount of water for pregnant women to drink was 1 gallon because of the heat and humidity. That was a lot. That's a lot of water to drink. But I was determined, bound and determined to meet that requirement every day. And one of the ways that I started was getting the day started off on the right foot. So I woke up, and every morning I started drinking 2 16-ounce glasses of water with a straw before I even had breakfast. And I can't even describe to you the changes that took place in my body when I started doing that. This is TMI, but it was like having a colon cleanse every day. I mean, I know people that drink coffee just so that they can stay regular, but try drinking 32 ounces of water every morning before breakfast, and I promise the effect will be profound. Many women have issues with constipation and a bunch of other things. Not an issue when you're drinking that much water. And starting a day off, it's just like you start it and then you just have to keep drinking it. It's a great way to start the day, and I try to do it now. I mean, I'm not as faithful as I was when I was pregnant, because obviously I was uncomfortable, and I was not uncomfortable after that. The rest of my pregnancy was wonderful, but I still try to do it now, and I encourage you to try to do the same, because it's great. It really is. I actually just discovered a book that I was, as I was looking for some information for this tip. The author is, and it's very difficult to pronounce, and I'm not even sure if this is right, Dr. Batmangilj, and his book is called Your Body's Cries for Water. Hold on, I just want to get it here. Your Body's Many Cries for Water. And according to him, there are so many things that dehydration can cause that we don't even realize, like obviously constipation, ulcers, heartburn, arthritis, back and neck pain, colitis. I mean, he just named a bunch of different things that dehydration can cause. And I'm actually going to order that book, because as many of you know, in the past 6 years or so, I have really gotten into natural remedies, and they have completely changed my life, and the health. My children are no longer sick like they were, even my husband and I've even talked my parents into a few things, and they've seen good results. So I'm definitely going to be purchasing this book, and if I hear anything profound, I will share it with you guys. The last thing I want to leave you with here is, I really want you to think about this. When you take a shower at the end of the day, do you dump maybe 1 or 2 8-ounce bottles of water over your head? No, you don't, because that wouldn't get you clean. It's not going to get your insides clean either. You need to drink 8 to 10 glasses, and maybe more, and especially if you're working out, even more. If you're in a hot area that's very hot and humid, even more. I urge you to give that a try and see if you feel any differences. It can help curb your hunger. It can even help with wrinkles. I mean, there's just a whole host of benefits that you can get from making sure that you stay hydrated. And that's my child calling me, so I need to get off here. Thank you guys again for listening, and I will see you next Tuesday. Have a good week.